Hey friends, welcome back. And if this is your first time joining me, I'm so grateful that you are here. If this is the first video that you're watching, we're just talking about emotional healing and how it's important to find acceptance and love and heal those wounds on the inside, because those wounds are very, very, very real, and they affect your relationships, they affect your life, they affect your work, they affect so much more of our life than I believe is worth. And so that is why we're here. That is why it's important to it's painful in the beginning, but just do some of that work so that you can live a wholesome life. You can live a good life. I am proof of that, and I just love encouraging people to tell them that, or to tell you that there is more out there. There is hope, there is joy, there is goodness, there is satisfaction, there's contentment in the good things. And by letting go of the baggage, letting go of all of that stuff that holds us back, you will really find the life that you're searching for. But as long as you hold on to the baggage, you are going to find yourself in these destructive patterns of living, these destructive patterns of life, and just not content. And that's not good. That's no bueno. You don't have to do that anymore. If you want to hear more why it's important to heal yourself emotionally, I suggest you go and check out my first video on just the importance of emotional healing. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're encouraged. I hope you're able to take some of these tips or even just see my examples, see my life, and make some improvements. Thank you for watching. Today, I just want to talk to you a little bit about how you can help yourself to improve some of your own issues that are inside, just your basic issues. I mean, deep issues too. It depends on how far you want to go, how deep you want to go, how prepared you are to look inside. I know it's not always easy. I know it's really tough sometimes. I know it's really scary. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to uncover. You don't know if the pain is just so much that you won't come out breathing. But I tell you, you will, and you can, and there's happiness and goodness and joy waiting for you on the other side. So here's how you can help yourself. It's important that you help yourself. So many of us are so good at giving others advice. We're so good at looking at their lives and telling them, tweak this, do this, attend to that. This is the thing inside of you that needs healing. But we're so afraid to do that for ourselves, and it's time to start doing it for yourself. It's time to start, instead of giving other people advice, give yourself advice and take it and live from that whole place. I guarantee you nothing is going to be taken away from you by doing that, by acknowledging that you need help. Nothing. But so much more is going to be given to you. I guarantee you, I promise you. I keep saying I'm living proof. And I am. You will learn more of my story as we go along, and you will see that just doing little things and sometimes doing the big things can really, really help you transform your life, transform your future. So help yourself, look inside, ask yourself the tough questions that you don't want to ask, or allow yourself to acknowledge things that you've been afraid to acknowledge for the longest time. So we're going to talk about a few things today. We're going to talk about insecurity and a facet of insecurity that is pride and false humility. This is why a lot of us are afraid, is because we're insecure with ourselves. We don't feel like we are enough. We feel threatened by others. We feel threatened by other people's success. We feel threatened by people's joy. We feel threatened by people's blessings. Come on, somebody. I think people who are watching this today, you are some of those people, and if you feel your heart beating right now, I want to encourage you to stay with me for a little bit. It is okay that you're where you're at, and you can move forward. Also, a lot of us live in so much fear, and fear is a sign of insecurity. Fear is a sign that you feel like something is not going to work out well for you. And we were never meant to live in fear. We were meant to live unencumbered by life and have freedom and explore who you are and this beautiful world, and just the juxtaposition of you and this world and everybody in it. If you find yourself down with fear, if you find yourself feeling insecure, I mean, we all feel insecure. I felt insecure my entire life. I tell you, I I honestly felt like whatever I brought to a situation was not enough. And so I had resigned myself to merely just showing up. And I said that was enough because I was afraid. I was so afraid of what people would think about me if I opened my mouth, if I shared my desires, if I shared my hopes and dreams and the things I love and the things I don't love. If I shared what I'm doing, I felt like people would reject me. I felt like it would not be enough. I felt like I was so insecure about my voice. I was so insecure about my desires. I just was insecure in general. Like, if you looked insecure in the dictionary, you'd find Katami next to that long ago. Not anymore. Praise God. That was where I lived from. I lived from a place of insecurity, and it was just not living. And I'm sure you know that. And it really does suck because it takes away, as I keep saying, it takes away from relationships. It takes away from what you bring to this table. You bring so much to every table that you sit at, and you need to recognize that. You need to recognize that wherever you go, you bring value. You need to believe that. That needs to be a core belief. That is becoming one of my core beliefs, that wherever I go, whatever I do, I bring value. But if you're insecure, you can't bring that side of you. You can't bring the fullness of you to any table, to a business meeting, to things that matter, to your relationships, to your closest relationships. If you're stuck in insecurity, obviously you're just going to bring not much. And I mean, you've got stuff to bring to the table. So I wanted to say, stop insecurity, but it's not that easy. It's a journey that you need to go on and recognize and be okay. Like, it's okay to be insecure, but it's not okay to stay there. Right? So I'm not saying beat yourself over the head because you're insecure. I'm saying acknowledge that and acknowledge why it is. So this is why I was insecure. And this is why I want to talk about pride and false humility today. I was insecure because I had a low sense of self. I was taught that if I wanted to contribute to this world, I had to put everybody first. I had to regard everybody. I'm not allowed to take from this world. I must always give. And in that got me to a place of false humility. We are taught that humility is like being less so that others could be more, but that's so false. Like, humility is actually knowing who you are, having a sense of value for self, having love and acceptance for self, having the right perspective of who you are, who you were made to be, and then from that place going out into this world. So humility is not, it doesn't take away from who you are, and it doesn't add to who you are, because some of us have pride, and that's the other side of the coin, is that you think you are way better than who you are, and you think this world owes you everything, and that is an absolute lie. Yes, good things need to come into our lives. We need to believe that there is good, there's hope, there is mercy, there's joy, there's forgiveness. We need to believe all of those things are available for our lives, but we can't inflate our idea of what should come to us. And that is what pride is. Pride really feeds on ego. It feeds on people puffing us up. And if that's you, that's okay. And if it's you that you are in my camp with the false humility, that's okay too. Just don't stay there, because you are taking more from life than you should, and we want to be the best versions of ourselves, but humble. So that's a little bit difficult sometimes to talk about properly, but if you look at, I'm going to use John Maxwell as an example. If you look at him, he has done so much, improved so many people's lives. But yet, if you see him in conversation, he is so concerned about you. He is so concerned about what is happening in your life. He is so concerned about feeding into people's lives, encouraging, building up. But yet, he's got this big, beautiful personality, this strength that does not take away from people, but it adds. That is what I mean with humility. Like, you are able to go to a table and contribute well, and people leave feeling like they just encountered the most impressive person in the world, right? That is what humility allows us to do. That is what having a right sense of self allows us to do. That is why we need to get rid of our insecurities. That is why we need to get a right perspective of self, because when we do that, we can do so much more with our lives and the lives of others. I think another thing that I am communicating in this channel is that our journeys in life is not just meant to be about me. So yes, you're supposed to focus on yourself, you're supposed to improve your life, you're supposed to go after your goals, though that's all good. But in the grand scheme of things, what matters in life, how we contributed, the legacy we are leaving for others. And that is something we'll definitely talk about later, is how to leave and create a great legacy. But you can't do that if you are not emotionally healthy. Let's just chat a little bit in the last few minutes. How do you get a right sense of self? How do you give yourself value? And that is, you have to recognize that you have needs in this world. So for me, with false humility, I didn't know that I had needs. I had silenced all of my needs so that I could be available for other people's needs. And that is wrong. Like, just because somebody else has needs doesn't mean I don't have needs too. Doesn't mean you don't have needs. Everybody's needs can be met. There is enough room in this world for everybody's needs to be met. It's just that we are living from the places of insecurity, from the places of fear, that our needs won't be met, that we don't even try and meet other people's needs. Meet your needs. Get your needs met. And if you are the only person that is available to meet your own needs, great. You don't need the whole world to meet your needs. You can do it too. I've been doing it, and then as I've been doing it, I've seen how it communicates love, acceptance, joy, and all sorts of things to yourself that is so necessary. Meet your needs. Recognize that you have needs. Stop lying to yourself that you don't have needs, that you don't have need for love, that you don't have need for affirmation, that you don't have need for time. If you need help with understanding your needs or understanding how you function, there's a book called The 5 Languages of Love, and it really just helps you recognize and understand that you have ways that love is communicated to you. And so I suggest you go read it, or you go and find the information. I'll put the link down below so you can see more about that and how you can meet your own needs. Also, have a healthy sense of self. Know that you have value. Like, it takes time to learn these things, that you have value, that you are loved, you are accepted, you are beautiful, you're handsome, your voice is needed. All of these things that we downplay in life, like, you need to tell yourself that stuff. I suggest you look in the mirror in the morning and you say, "Hey, beautiful." That will really, really help you improve your sense of self and improve just the self-worth that you give to yourself. A lack of confidence, even the ego and the pride thing, it stems from a lack of confidence and stems from not feeling enough. The only person that can confer that on you is you. Because people's opinions of you are going to change daily, and we need to recognize that and understand that we cannot often rely on people's opinions of us. It will change. One day someone's going to wake up and they're going to feel super upset about you for nothing, because something bad is going on in their life. It changes. But if you are confident in yourself, it won't change. And that's the only person who can do that for you. You need to have that self-confidence that gets you through the day, that helps you know that if somebody shouts at you on the street, it's not actually because of you or anything you've done, or it has nothing to do with you. It actually has everything to do with them. So that's what having a healthy sense of self helps you with. That's what having love and acceptance helps you with. That's what getting rid of your insecurities and your fears helps you with. And always, it's a journey, but it starts with acknowledging that, hey, I am insecure in this area of my life, and allowing yourself and others to speak into that area of yourself. Help yourself. It is so important to start with yourself and find wholeness, find health, find peace deep within. So, friends and family, we can talk forever. But I just want to remind you, show up for yourself. You are the only person who can do that. You are the person who's supposed to do that. And it's not going to take away from your life by showing up for yourself. It's not going to stop other people from showing up for you. I guarantee you it has the opportunity and the ability to bring so much more into your life than you thought. Letting go of that insecurity, letting go of ego, letting go of whatever it is that is holding you back has the opportunity to propel you forward, and that's why we're here. So yeah, don't let insecurity rule your life. Don't let false humility rule your life, or pride. Like, look at yourself, understand yourself, love yourself for who you are. Don't bat yourself over the head. That's not what this is about, because you're not going to get yourself anywhere by doing that. But just gain a good perspective of who you are, and I guarantee you will see more joy come into your life, peace. You'll be able to sleep better when you are more content with who you are, and yeah, things will get better. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any comments, feel free to comment. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know if this is helping you. And don't forget to check out my first video and all my other videos. Continue this journey together. Let's get to a place where we are whole and we're loving life and living the best lives that we can live. Have an awesome day. Love you.